My parents forgot me every Christmas until I bought a manor. They showed up with a locksmith and a fake lease to steal it. They didn't know I filled the dark house with a lease and reporters waiting for them. I was the third child, but you'd think I was invisible. My brother Kyle got a car for his 16th birthday. My sister April got a trip to Europe for hers. I got a card with a wrong name on it. They wrote, "Happy birthday, Amanda." My name is Angela. Nobody noticed the mistake until I pointed it out. Mom laughed and said I was being sensitive. Christmas was always the worst. Kyle and April had piles of presents. Designer clothes, electronics, jewelry. I got whatever was left over. One year I got a book about gardening. I was 12. I didn't garden. I don't think they even looked at what they grabbed. When I was 17, they actually forgot completely. Everyone opened presents Christmas morning while I sat there with nothing. When I asked, Mom looked confused and said she thought Dad handled my gifts. Dad said he thought Mom did. They promised to make it up to me. They never did. I left for college and never went back for holidays. Nobody noticed. I worked 3 jobs through school, got my degree in computer science, started a company with 2 friends. We sold it 6 years later for more money than my parents would see in 10 lifetimes. I bought a manor, 12 bedrooms, a guest house, a pool, land that went on forever. I dreamed of it since I was a kid, sitting in my empty room while my siblings opened mountains of presents. The second my parents found out, they came crawling back. Suddenly, I was their favorite daughter. Suddenly, they wanted to visit. Suddenly, they remembered every birthday they'd ignored for 20 years. I didn't respond. My brother called saying I was being petty. My sister said I was hurting Mom's feelings. I blocked them all. Then things got interesting. 3 months ago, my property manager called. Someone claiming to be my mother showed up with a lease agreement saying I'd given her permission to live in the guest house. The manager turned her away. 2 weeks later, a lawyer sent me a letter. My parents were claiming I'd verbally promised them the manor as a gift. Their evidence was a printed email I never sent. I had my lawyer respond. The claim was dismissed, but I knew they wouldn't stop. Last month, my security company flagged something. A car parked down the road from my property 3 different nights. Same car, just watching. I pulled the plates, registered to my father. I knew what was coming. The week before Christmas, a cousin tipped me off. My parents had hired a locksmith. They had a fake lease printed on what looked like my company letterhead. They were planning to break in while I was supposedly out of town. They'd move in, claim tenant rights, and tie me up in court for months. They picked Christmas Eve. Poetic. I contacted a reporter friend who covered real estate fraud. She was very interested. I contacted the police and showed them the fake lease, the fake email, the surveillance footage. They were also very interested. Christmas Eve came. I turned off all the lights in the manor. Inside, 12 police officers waited in the dark. 2 reporters with cameras stood in the foyer. I sat in my living room with tea and watched my security monitors. At 9 p.m., headlights came up my driveway. 2 cars, my parents in the first one, a van with a locksmith in the second. They got out looking excited. Mom was already pointing at windows, probably picking her bedroom. Dad shook hands with the locksmith like they were closing a business deal. Kyle and April were there too. The whole family showing up to steal my home on Christmas. I watched them approach my front door. Watched the locksmith kneel down and start working on the lock. Watched my mother bounce on her heels with excitement. The door swung open, the lights flicked on. 12 officers stood in my foyer in full uniform. Camera flashes went off. My mother screamed. My father dropped the fake lease. The locksmith put his hands up immediately, realizing he'd been lied to. I walked out and stood in the middle of my family. The family that forgot me every Christmas. The family that couldn't even get my name right. The family now being handcuffed in my foyer on Christmas Eve. "Angela," my mother gasped. "This is a misunderstanding. We were just coming to surprise you." With a locksmith and a fake lease? The officer holding the document held it up. "Ma'am, this is forged. That's a felony." My father tried to talk his way out. "We're her parents. This is a family matter. Surely we can work something out. You're on camera attempting to break in with forged documents," the reporter said. "This is going to be a great story." April started crying. "Angela, please, don't let them arrest us. It's Christmas." I looked at her. "You're right. It is Christmas. And for the first time in my life, I got exactly what I wanted." They were taken away in handcuffs, all 4 of them. The locksmith was released after showing texts proving my parents lied to him about having permission. The story ran Christmas morning. Family attempts manor heist with fake lease on Christmas Eve. It went everywhere. The charges stuck. Attempted burglary, fraud, forgery. My parents are facing real prison time. Kyle and April took plea deals and are doing community service for 2 years. Mom sent me a letter from county jail begging for forgiveness. She finally spelled my name right. I threw it away. This Christmas, I'm hosting dinner at my manor. Friends who became family, people who never forgot my birthday, people who know my name. The guest house stays empty. Some gifts you give yourself.